Hey everyone, welcome to Game Week 25 team selection. We got an interesting one here coming off a bad double game week where we shot 12 points below the average with a Xerxes blank, having played 2 games and the team scoring 6 goals. So that was unfortunate, but we're hoping for a better week this week. We'll run through the team. I'll say right now I'm planning on rolling this week. Reason being there's a big double game week next week where 8 or 6 teams will be doubling. Um, and so I don't want a chance bringing someone in that gets injured or needing that transfer somewhere else. I'd rather 2 free transfers to get in whoever I need for the next game week. We do see a couple flags on the team right now. I think both are okay. I believe Vlahovic did get reported by Football Italia that he is back to training and should be fit for the weekend. So here's praying that's the case, as well as Ederson's flag, I believe, was for suspension, which I believe was only a 1 match suspension. So I think he will be back as well. You can correct me if I'm wrong on um, anything there. Um, as for the rest, this is what we got. We got Scofei playing for Cagliari facing Udinese. Torati's coming off a terrible game against Fiorentina where he let in 5 goals. And he's facing Roma this week, so not an easier matchup. Scofei's facing Udinese, who isn't a terrible team, but they're generally a low-scoring team, so I'm hoping for some points there, maybe a half clean sheet at least. Along the defense, we have Bremer, DeMarco, Scalvini. Obviously, Spinazzola makes his return. He did play in the Europa match yesterday. So hoping that he plays on the weekend again against Frosinone, that would be a good match to have him. Assuming he's back, we got Ederson against Sassuolo, Leao against Monza, and Sula against Roma. I have chosen to pick Sula against Roma over Goodmanson against Napoli and Candreva against Inter. It really could go either way between Sula or Goodmanson. I would not pick Candreva against Inter regardless. So even if he scores big, I can't say I would have done anything different. I'd rather Sula knowing that he's on penalties. Goodmanson is also on penalties, and it just really comes down to what do you think there's a better chance with? Sula against Roma or Goodmanson against Napoli. And I don't really like either. It's hard to choose between them. Sula's been in the more recent of good form than Goodmanson, so I'm going to go with Sula here. Like I said, I think Vlahovic is back, so I think he'll be good to start up top. Xerxes coming off of 2 lackluster games. Hopefully he turns around. Not facing an easy opponent in Lazio, but I think I'd like Xerxes there than any of the 3 on my bench. And Lautaro Martinez taking the captaincy against Salernitana, facing last in the league. So I am hoping that Lautaro can rebound from last match, having not contributed in 4 goals, to saving them up for when I've had him captained here. I'm assuming a lot of people will have him captained this week, in addition to next week, as we have the big double game week. But yeah, I'd say there's a lot of players here that if you don't have in, you'd want in. Lautaro Martinez, definitely one of those players. If you haven't got Xerxes yet, he's not in great form, and the double game week is gone. So that's now a player that I probably wouldn't recommend getting right now. Facing Lazio's tough matchup, you can hold off on him. But other players you're going to want from the double game week, like if you're looking for a defender, I would say DeMarco or Scalvini is a great pickup right now. As far as, well, let's just take a quick gaze at the double game week for next one, just for preparation's sake, which is going to be double game week 26. So yeah, Scalvini from Atalanta would be good. DeMarco, Thuram, or Lautaro Martinez, all great players to have there. Napoli has been terrible lately, I'd find. I don't know if you're going to want to use the money that's required to get Kvaratskhelia in. I guess Di Lorenzo could be an option, but he hasn't even been standout this year. Who else have we got? Doubling Sassuolo. Berardi's out, so I don't think Sassuolo is a good option. I think your mainstays are going to come out of Atalanta and Inter, to be truly honest. Just going to pick up Lazio. I mean, Immobile scored a penalty in Champions League. And I think he scored a goal in the last game of Serie. I'm not actually 100% sure on that, but really focus up on your Inter players, focus up on your Atalanta players. where that's going to, I think, be where the majority of your points are going to be coming from as far as the double game week goes. No one else is really jumping off the page for me. I think Buongiorno is still going to be injured for Torino, and is no Roma's not part of the double game week. So yeah, I'd say the main player, obviously, to get in if you don't have him in yet, which you probably do, is Lautaro Martinez. Take one more Inter player. I mean, Slamer could be a good option as well. And then as far as Atalanta, I think you're wanting Scalvini in and one other. You can pick one of their strikers or one of their midfielders. Doesn't matter, but I think those are the teams to be getting in. I guess Atalanta does have a tough double game week facing both the Milan sides. That could be a negative. Maybe now that makes me rethink, okay, maybe actually Napoli is going to be it because they're facing Cagliari and Sassuolo. So another thing to take into consideration, I guess, Lazio is facing Torino and Fiorentina. So now that I actually take a bit of a deeper look at it, just preparing, I would recommend trying to roll just to avoid any complications that occur with a player that you do bring in for this week. And we'll obviously talk more about the double game week after this game week occurs. But that's just my thinking so far. Maybe Atalanta's in the way. If you have them in, I definitely wouldn't get rid of them because even just double playing points isn't terrible. Um, but yeah, this is what we got going in. Hopefully it pays off. These are three playing players, so even if someone does miss out, should still be okay. Hoping to end up on the right side of the average and start moving back towards the top K this week. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the video, and I will talk to you in the review soon. Take care.